Hold up. If you didn't see the reaction to Sabrina Ionescu, please make sure you go ahead and you check it out. Links in the description before you check out this detailed analysis. What is good, everybody out there? Thanks again for checking in with Court Thoughts, the channel where we basically talk basketball. Let's get straight into it and let's talk about the first thing, which is attacking the screen. When we think about how Sabrina was playing on the ball, screens were coming up and they were setting a lot of on-ball actions for her, a lot of on-ball screens. Sabrina is fantastic in attacking the screen because she reads how to play off of the screens. And one of the ways that she does this is by skipping out of the screen. When you see people take a screen, it's quite often that they literally go and they rip through and they go straight downhill. Now, this is a good attacking maneuver. It's not to take away from that attacking maneuver, but we don't want to be predictable. And so from time to time, we can utilize things like skipping across the screen. And this just changes the timing that it takes for me to get over the screen. Now, why would I be doing this? If I want my teammate to be a threat, who is the screener, as they roll to the bucket, I can then delay any actions that are happening because now I'm making the defense make a decision. Is the big gonna high hedge or are they going to switch? Now, as a guard, this is something that I often will try to take notice of, how they're fighting over screens and how they're playing screens, because it then allows me to recognize how we're going to attack them. If I skip over it, I create this extra little hesitation where I have the ball, I float out, I can then look at the defender and see what's happening. If the help side defense comes out or if the hedger comes out, I can then go, great, pull out. Now the defender is got a mismatch. What are you gonna do?
What do you want? What do you want?
It's not that simple.
What do you want?
You're gonna have to deal with me. Now you're in trouble. If not, and the guard fights over it, I can sort of skip out and create a little bit more space to go laterally and then get a long range shot. And we can see that Sabrina's got a fantastic long range shot. By creating mistiming and changing of pace, it's a fantastic way to be a threat in playing over the screen. I did also touch on this on a recent video that I did on Caitlin Clark. If you haven't seen that, please make sure you go ahead and give it a watch. Changing of pace is not just in attacking the basket. It's not just in dribbling in general. We should also be able to consider how we can change the pace in how we attack the screen. And if we go over the screen, we can float over it, we can attack it softly, we can also go downhill really hard, but it's a tool we should use and it's something we need to have in our bag. The next thing that I'm going to talk about is find your shot. One of the things that I absolutely loved about checking out those highlights is Sabrina was not afraid to dribble what would be considered over dribbling. As guards, we need to recognize when we are over dribbling and we're sort of not doing anything with it, but you can't just be scared and want to get rid of the ball straight away. Sometimes when we circle out of danger, we can sort of come out, look, reassess, and when you're patient, you can actually create scoring opportunities that are the right shot. You know, there's a saying which is perfect gets in the way of great, and sometimes we look for the perfect shot and we don't think about great shots. And we have so many possessions that we're dealing with. Within the game of basketball, you're not always going to get a perfect scoring opportunity. You're not going to get always a perfect look at the basket. But we can always think about how can we attack the basket. And a simple way is just to make sure that you find your shot. Now, when you think about Sabrina, when she was catching the ball and going into her shot, how was she finding her shot? Well, she was hopping into her gather. When you look at how players catch and receive the ball, sometimes having a hop gather is just a really quick way to sort of find your momentum. If we look at how Sabrina shoots the ball, she generates a lot of energy from this pushing motion. She generates a lot more like a one motion shot. And having a hop gather is a fantastic way for her to get into that set piece to find her shot. Now, that doesn't necessarily mean that she's going to use it. Having that hop gather just allows her to get reset, get centered, and then find the right shot that she needs to take. You need to attack the basket. You need to be willing to find your shot, and you also need to have the right mechanics to allow you to take the shot. All those things are great, but if you aren't comfortable with being able to get into your shot and shoot, well, it's not going to happen. It's not going to work in your favor. The last thing that I want to talk about is be a threat. I really don't know any other way to say this, but when you play basketball, you can't be passive. It's all about trying to be a threat and being a constant threat. And having the ball doesn't mean that that's the only time that you can be a threat. You can be a threat off the ball. We could see Sabrina doesn't have the ball anymore. She's given the ball up. Ball's gone. It's not in her hand. She goes and screens someone for them to slip, and she pops back out. Now, she's a threat because she's creating a scoring opportunity for her teammate to slip to the bucket. She's creating a scoring opportunity for her to pop out for a long-range shot. And she's also creating a scoring opportunity for a teammate that has the ball to create opportunities for herself, for the teammate that's cut to the basket, and also for Sabrina. We want to try and overwhelm the defense. And great ways that we can do that is by constantly moving. I really, really, really hate it when you play on a team and people don't move. When you stay still, you minimize the opportunity for you to receive the ball. Sometimes it makes it a lot easier for you to get picked off, and I covered that in the detailed analysis for Caitlin Clark. You can see that she runs out and anticipates the pass. And, you know, details like that, it's obviously different. We're talking about a collegiate level player versus a professional caliber player. And little details like constantly moving, it doesn't take much. It just takes effort. You have to be willing to go out and give it your all. As a coach, if I see a player out there who is not moving and they're sitting static and stale, my mind immediately goes to, oh, they must be tired, I'm going to get them out. As a player, if I see players not move, it gets really frustrating because now I have to generate something that maybe I don't want to generate because you're not moving. You're not helping me, you're actually hurting me. You want to be conscious of the shots that you're taking, and you want to be a threat. You can be a threat being on the ball. You need to absolutely be a threat off the ball. And movement is just the little secret ingredient in being able to do that. Guys, I had a lot of fun doing the reaction to Sabrina Ionescu. I had a lot of fun in breaking down her game. And I really do love the way that she has that aggression that she has on the court. Not a lot of players are willing to go out there and play with this ferociousness and play with this intensity, and sometimes that gets misinterpreted. You need to be thinking about how you generate for your teammates, and that sort of ferociousness, that attitude that I see, I love it. To me, it's the type of player that I want to have as a teammate, as a coach. It's the type of player that I want to have on the floor. It's always great to see how other players play and how their mentality works. But look, that's going to do it for today's video. If you enjoyed it, please make sure you like and subscribe. If you're new to the channel, this channel is all about spreading love and awareness about the game of basketball. And if that's for you, well, this is the channel for you. I'm currently trying to hit my 10K milestone, so make sure you help your boy out with the algorithm. Like, subscribe, comment, do all that good stuff. Share it to a mate who's a hooper. Maybe send it to your coach, and they'll see something that they want to implement into the game. But I had a lot of fun. Till I see you next time, make sure you're looking after yourself, you take care, and be safe. All right? Peace.